construction materials, and we are going to be specific to building stones. And even before we start, I want someone to tell me what are building stones from your previous experiences, from your life experiences. What are building stones? Margaret? Margaret? What are building stones? Dan? Abraham?
These are some of the materials that are used in construction.
Okay, thank you. And what specifically do we use building stones for? What do we construct using building stones?
We can use them in building pavements, houses, and what have you.
Okay. So generally, building stones have a lot of uses in construction. They can be used to build pavements. They can be used to build wallings. It's sharing.
Yeah, but we're not seeing the slides. Was it okay, Abba?
Okay. So, sorry for that interruption. Yeah, sorry for that interruption. Yeah, as I was saying, that building stones can be used to construct things like pavements. And a good example is the cabros. Cabro is an example of building stones. The ones that there are also other stones that we use to build the wallings, like every house, as all of us know, has a wall. And I want us to go to the topic of today. So to go direct to whatever we are supposed to learn today. And today we'll be doing the introduction of building stones. Can everyone see the slide, the second slide?
Yes, it is visible.
Okay. So today, even before we start and go very far, I want us to be able to define what is a stone. So what is a stone? What is a stone?
A stone can be defined as a natural hard substance formed from minerals and earth materials which are present in rocks.
Okay. Yeah. So that's generally what rocks or what stones are. They are hard substances, and they are natural, and they are formed from minerals on the earth's surface. So that's generally what stones are. And different stones have different characteristics depending on the minerals that they have been made from. And because we know that stones comes from rocks, I want us to be able to understand what are rocks. Abraham, what are rocks?
It is a portion of the Earth's crust having no definite shape and structure.
Yes, they are rocks. Rocks are parts of the earth crust, a portion of the earth crust that generally has no specific shape or structure. No specific shape or structure. Can everyone see my slides? Can someone see my slides? Can you see my slides?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, let's go to... Now, I want us to be able to look at the properties of building stones. I want us to be able to see the properties of building stones. From your experience, what are some of the properties of building stones that you know? Margaret? Margaret? Unmute your mic and kindly speak. Consolata? Okay, it seems like they have Consolata and Margaret are having an issue with their networks. So Daniel, can you hear me? Dan?
Yes.
Yes. So from your experiences, what do you think we should look for in a in building stones before we consider building stones? One of the good characteristics we should look at, or a property we should look at when looking for building stones is?
Yes, one of the properties that we might look at is are the streaks. That is the color of the mineral in powder form. That is
Okay.
the color of the mineral in powder form.
Yes.
Yeah, and
Yeah, that's right. You can mute yourself now, Dan. Consolata?
Yes.
Yes. What is another characteristics of building stones that we should be able that we should have? What is the other characteristics of building stones that you think should we should be looking for in a stone before we consider it for a certain purpose of construction? Okay, let's look at the properties that we have let's look at the properties that we have here. Number one is streak, and as Dan has said, streak is the color of the mineral in powder form. It is the color of the mineral in powder form, and it can be readily observed by scratching the stone. Using it can be observed by scratching it on a streak plate made of unglazed porcelain or roughened glass. Okay, the second thing that you should be able to observe in a stone that can give you and that can tell you whether it's good or it's not good, number two, is luster. Luster is shine on is that shining surface of any material. So the luster of stone should be glossy, should be glossy. Luster can be classified to glossy, greasy, pearly, resinous, dull, silky, or metallic. Okay. Then let's go to the other part that we should be able to look, and that should be hardness. Margaret, switch off your camera. Then hardness is the ability of a material to resist permanent indentation, that is plastic elongation. It is measured and compared to the hardest metal it can scratch using the Mohs scale. So definitely, as you choose your building stones, one thing that is very important is to check the hardness of that stone. You don't need to choose a stone whose hardness will be compromised by any factor that comes across it on site, because we know with exposure stones will be exposed to factors that bring destruction, and if its hardness is not of the right quality, definitely we will have a problem with that structure that you'll make using that stone. Okay, I can see someone has left. Consolata has left. I don't know whether it's the network issue or it's what issue. So the other property that we'll be able to look at